with neither food nor fun, but Leinenkugel's Orange Shandy. So this, by the way, technically fits under the food rubric. Leinenkugel's Orange Shandy. Leinenkugels is a brewery out of Wisconsin. They've been expanding nationally recently. They were founded, according to this can, in 1867. They are one of those breweries that has been around for a very long time. Mass-produced, typically northern Midwestern sort of beer, a la PBR. I have had their IPA. I've had at least one other straight beer of theirs. I've had their lemonade shandy, and now I'm about to have their orange shandy. This is in a super attractive can. Look at that. I mean, that just screams refreshment. Everything else has been in a bottle. The lemonade shandy was in a brown bottle. It was not attractive. It was not particularly tasty. It wasn't repulsive either, though, and it had that potential. I am not a hater of a shandy. I think a shandy, which, by the way, and my nose is stuffed, sorry about that. A shandy, in case you don't know, is a lager mixed with Sprite or lemonade. It's just sort of a citrusy thing. And it's a great summertime idea. I'm all about it. I've poured a couple shandies. I discovered what a shandy was when I was a bartender and a South African walked in, ordered one. Their lemonade shandy was not particularly good. This can looks super, super sexy and refreshing. So maybe it will be good. But I don't necessarily have high hopes. It just turned bitterly cold outside. So that's a handicap this thing's going to have to labor against. This will probably be a different review if it was in the backyard in July. One other thing I'll mention, I made sure I didn't read anything about it before I reviewed it. So I don't know how much is diluted. The ABV is 4.2%, which, by the way, is the ABV in a Guinness, for example. So it might not be diluted at all. If it is, it's just a touch. It is described as being a Weiss beer brewed with honey, natural flavor, and caramel color added, which doesn't sound too bad. I mean, hopefully it's a decent thing. I'm not drinking this expecting it to be terrible, but I'm not optimistic. So let's see. Enough chitter chatter. Let's pop this thing open. Ooh. Very foamy. That's a fascinating color. Look at that. It's like the lightest an unfiltered beer could ever be. It looks like a glass of beer into which a giant ice cube of orange was inserted, of orange juice was inserted. I don't know if you can get this from the camera, but there's a real denseness to the opacity in the interior, but it's very transparent on the outer edges. I don't know what trick of the light makes that happen. The head is chewy. When I popped open the can, you could see that, and hopefully this. Look at that. Huh. Well, let's try it. With my stuffed nose, it smells not only orangey but floral. It gives me some hope. We'll see how it goes. You'll have a big quaff. Huh. My first thought was to say it's too sweet, but that's wrong. It's not too sweet because it's not a beer; it's a shandy. It's nice. It has a note of vanilla to it. It tastes like beer and orange juice. A touch of bitterness, but mostly not. It does give the impression of that the orange juice was just poured in. Not a freshness. I mean, it makes me think of concentrated orange juice, to be honest. But like I just poured it in and just added it to a beer. It is not super bubbly. You know, when you pour an orange juice into a lager, we make a shandy right away. It's usually a very carbonated beer. This is not particularly carbonated, so that's an interesting effect. I think I mentioned a little note of vanilla. It's definitely far superior to the Leinenkugel's, pardon me, lemon shandy. Let me have another quaff and give you a final review. Under the right circumstances, not a waste of money. Could even be a lot of fun. Having a summer party, having a spring party, mowing the lawn, tossing it in for a little variety at a party. I could see a lot of ways this could go right. So, orange shandy, Leinenkugel. Buy it only if you're going to have fun with it. But you could have fun with it. Cheers.